Hello， 大家晚上好，我是失乐园教会的神父佩尔戴斯，大家晚上好。Hello， 这游戏声音好像有点大，然后等一下大家可以帮我听一下。然后因为最近就是我不太确定就是有点机器人猖獗，所以我先开了订阅者模式。但我想很多信徒应该都有订阅啦，对，防止一下。然后聊天室的部分 ，Hello， 晚上好啊，多林诺晚上好啊，林三林老师晚上好，阿姆特晚上好啊。就是聊天室的部分 ，Hello， 神渊晚上好，神渊晚上好啊。不然我们真的毫无头绪。没错，今天就让你们看看死后的世界。所以这个聊天室的部分呢，反正因为我的聊天室一直都会在就是我的左下，就是我的中间下面，然后很细一条，所以我先放，好吧，我先放。看怎么样，好不好？看怎么样？但听说有出现一瞬间，然后后来它就被 ban 掉了，应该没事啦，好不好？我们今天要玩的这个呢，叫做 I am dead， 就是它是一个就是来讲述一个死后世界的一个有点解谜的游戏。对，希望这种看起来很和善的解谜游戏呢，我不会玩很久。我觉得今天还有一个很重要的事情是，今天信徒们知道为什么是9点才开吗？就是因为今天第2天，好不好？我们比邻星域这个2期生，好不好？第2位初配信就是白月新秀的初配信，大家7点的时候有没有准时去看？他真的很棒，唱歌真的很好听。大家如果有兴趣，如果没有来不及看的也没有关系，可以去补一下他的档。他真的很优秀，他唱歌非常好听。那也希望以后也会听到更多，他可以唱更多好听的歌曲。有兴趣的话也要务必去关注一下我们的学妹。然后明天也是，好不好？明天还有一位会出配信，大家有兴趣的话再去一起来看一下这个出配信吧。最近有不少台变不见了，真的很可怕难怪越来越多人想要转去土岐那边。这样真的是蛮危险的。但讲实话，我完全不打算开土岐。我不知道，也许会有信徒希望我开土岐吗？我不太确定，但我是没有这个打算。对，就是神父我的想法比较怎么讲？这叫传统吗？好吧，我们讲难听一点，可能叫食古不化，好不好？就是当然也有日 V 这样做的啦，但对我来说就是，你知道 ，I don't want to do this, you know。对我来说 I'm VTuber, so I want to stay YouTube, you know。大概就是这样，我的想法就这么简单，但就是这样而已。但我不会去思考，别人怎么做。我没有打算去思考别人怎么做，就是我身边的朋友们，我身边的其他的 V 朋友们想怎么做，都是他们自己的决定。大家都很棒，大家都做好自己的决定就好了，对不对？但就是我只说我自己，我只说佩尔戴是我自己而已，还有二佩。 我们就是一直会在 YouTube 这样。好啦，我们今天要准备开始玩这个 I Am Dead。那这个游戏现在声音白痴，我按到了，对不起，完了，我是被传染了，被传染讯泡之类的。Hello， 晚上好啊 ，Six。没关系，只是会稍微担心，没有关系，不用担心的。如果好不好？如果真的出事，那为了要照常的直播，也许会开一下那边，但只是可能是真的出事的状况下去做这件事情，但我并不会接下来会进行到就是双开或者是转移这件事，我不会做，完全不会做。OK， 我刚一瞬间就讯泡了，就是超白痴的，按到离开。Hello， 老秦晚上好啊！移动，这游戏的画风好赞哦！我走那么慢是正常的吗
Well, here I am again, Morris Lupton off for my morning walk.
它有语音呢，好赞哦！
This must be the finest stretch of beach on the finest island.
我是不是会挡到？我是不是会挡到字幕？我小一点好了。
Hold over. For a little speck of land in the North Atlantic, it sure is a good one. Ah, but this walk isn't the same without Sparky. She did love chasing that tennis ball. Oh, Sparky. I miss you, girl. Shelmiston used to be a quiet place. You'd only come here if you like fishing or bird watching. But since the new ferry service started, we get loads of tourists.
渡轮开航。
What you gonna do? It's always changing. Oh, I see those yoga folks up at the lighthouse are up bright and early, saluting the sun and all that. I always
真的有人你没有看到吗？好可爱哦！为什么会一大早？
The crater's definitely been smoking more than usual lately. That's funny that, for a dormant volcano.
火山、海滩、灯塔。
Yep, Shelmiston's a smashing place. I'm lucky to call it home.
这里是谢尔莫斯顿，还蛮漂亮的。哦。
Ah, the bench. Yeah, this is well, it's my bench. Yeah, the museum paid for it because I was the curator there.
我曾经是这里。
Yeah, and they did that
是
to
纪念
remember.
哦。
Because oh yes.
我已经死掉了。
Dead.
I'm dead. 我们这游戏一开始就破题。 I am dead. Oh my god.
It's been some adjustment, but not all bad.
所以我的东西都被当博物馆展示物了。
I should probably go and check on the museum, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been collecting the stories of Shelmiston for years now, here in my museum.
Hello， 晚上好啊，花生
There
彤。
are so many stories and
检视四
wonderful
周。
ones. The museum started off small, but
我也
just
很想你们啊。
grew and grew.
哦，现在可以移动好快
It's。shut at the moment, of course. Not sure what's going to happen with it now that I'm
哦，好滑哦。
no longer doing it. I do like coming back here, though. Gives me a bit of purpose, which I've really missed since, you know, becoming dead. Oh, one thing that's been keeping me amused.
我可以做一些新
Since
的
I've
事情
been。dead, I found I can do some new things.
死掉之后才能做的。哦。 博物馆的纪念品哦。我这样看，哦，我可以穿进去，是不是
Yeah, I'm not sure what use it is, but it's been keeping me quite entertained.
哦，哦，我又可以再打开来，什么意思？我可以开书吗？不行。这什么？储存并离开。
But the novelty's worn
Hello.
off. I mean, it's been, well,
Hello，
I
陈
don't
元
know
英，
how
晚上好
long
啊。
exactly, but an awful long time since I've had anyone to talk to. Well, anyone who talked back, anyway.
解锁。来看看沼泽女士，这座岛最古老的居民，在谢尔莫斯顿的泥炭沼泽中保存了烧肉3000年的岁月。Oh my goodness！ 观鸟自然漫步，贝壳装赛跑，好可爱啊！贝壳装赛跑，来自意义边缘的新声音，一些灯塔瑜伽训练场，就是我们刚刚看到有人在做瑜伽嘛？这是什么？岛精灵模型，它怎么样才是正面？这是什么？心动，火山眼哎，这是我们的谢尔莫斯顿灯塔的缩小模型。此灯塔缩小模型制作目的在于纪念它被选为1973年灯塔管理员大会的举办地。这就是为什么模型之上描绘了比平常更多居民的原因。Hello， 吴妈晚上好啊！募捐箱，这是什么？一个谢尔莫斯顿1400 BC 展览，这是什么？一个全新的展示青铜时代的种种物，包括一个泥潭中保存1000年之久的女人。好啊 ，Hello， 狗狗晚上好啊！哦哦，嗷，
No, I couldn't. That sounds like.
哦，我的狗狗，这是我。
Is that you?
找到这个。什么东西？什么东西？为什么会有刀？这是我的狗狗骨灰坛。我的狗狗骨，哦，这是我的骨灰坛。这是我跟狗狗。要找到这个。这个吗？不是。这个吗？不是。这什么东西？他没有讲名字。不是。哦，在这里。What？ 啊？哇！
Morris, come with me. I need to show you something.
啊，这会讲话，我的狗狗会讲话。Oh my god！
What's it's Sparky?
Morris, you worked it out.
What the?
You can talk.
You can
Well,
talk.
I
对
could
，you
always talk. You just couldn't understand me.
And you can hear me.
Well, sure. You are talking, aren't you?
Oh, Sparky!
是官方吐槽。
What is it, Morris?
It's been so long. I never
Hello，冰棒晚上
I
好
thought。I'd had my last conversation. Oh, I'm so very glad.
I'm glad too, Morris. I've been waiting for you. We need to go.
Oh, wait. Are you really my Sparky? My Sparky girl?
Mostly. The best bits. But listen, I don't know how long before the volcano erupts, but it's not long now.
The volcano?
我突然很爱我的狗狗哎。
But it's dormant.
No. It has been dormant because of the custodian. But the custodian is weakening and we don't know how much longer they can hold on.
The
Oh,
custodian?
要
What
爆
are
发
you
了。
talking about?
Shelmerston is volcanic. It's supposed to erupt every once in a while. The only reason it hasn't is the custodian, keeping the island calm.
有神秘力量。
Custodian keeping the island calm?
Take your time, Morris.
他很慌，我也很慌。
This kind of stuff than humans.
The custodian is a ghost.
Yes, now you're getting it. The custodian is a ghost who appeases the island, keeps it safe to live on. But the current
哇
custodian has
我
been
们
doing
死
the
了
job
还
a
要
long
工作。
time and really needs to retire.
Oh, and the island needs a new custodian.
That's right. It's up to us to find a new one. There are 5 prospects that I know of. 5 ghosts still hanging around the island who haven't gone into the west yet. We need to find them and see if they'll take the job.
哇，
What if none of the prospects wants it?
If the current custodian fades away and there's nobody to commune with the island's spirit, well, that would
Wow.
be bad.
Bad how, Sparky?
Volcano bad. You've seen how it's smoking.
这
We
是
don't have long now.
Well, could I be the custodian?
Oh, I wish. But Ghost Code 342B dictates that the custodian must be a ghost who has been dead on this island for at least 1,000 days.
哦，
We don't
我
have
们
that
才
long.
死不久而
Ghost
已
code。342B. Yeah, well, I
鬼
suppose
魂
that
守
was
则
about it then.
342B。
Right, let's get going, Morris. Our first prospect is Peter Noach.
Peter Noach.
Yeah, from the yoga center. Yeah, he died a few years ago, didn't he? Yeah, I remember his funeral on the lighthouse.
Yes, that's the fella. He always had those funny green treats. Let's go pay him a visit.
哎，不是说要死很久的人吗？哎，哦，哎，没关系，我们先去找他。一日社畜，终身社畜，死了也要当社畜，没错。但看来我们没有资格当社畜，我们没那个资格。
Wow, flying! Oh, this feels nice.
Oh, right. Oh, you kind of forget about it after a while.
I always was impressed with this yoga center. Pete seemed like a chap who went through some tough times, and creating this place really seemed to help him.
Yep, and it's still going strong. They're always busy with folks from the mainland.
Yoga center run by a robot. How things
哦，
change.
有机器人营运的瑜
Well, it
伽
seems to
中
be
心。
working out, though. So, now Pete's a ghost. So how do we find him?
Well, remember that clue I
坟墓
sent
里给
you
你
from
的
inside
线索
my
吗？
urn?
我的
The
狗
tag?
牌。
Yeah.
Right. So that was
罢
something
工。
special to me while I was alive that helped me channel my ghost. A kind of memento. So we
我
need
们
to
需要
channel
让
the
皮
ghost
特
of
诺亚
Peter
的鬼魂
Noach.
降临，
And
找
to do
找他的
that,
回忆碎
we
片。
need to find
我们就是要找他
these
类似遗物的东西
And
啦。
how are we going to do that?
by looking into the memories of those who loved him
那些人的
best.
回忆，心怀皮特
People
的
with
回忆，
memories of Pete will
光
have
这些小小
little
的思
thought
绪气
bubbles
泡。
coming out of their heads. Those are a sign you'll be able to dive into that person's memory.
I suppose that's hardly the strangest thing I've heard today.
Oh, Morris, just you wait. Now, to recap. Find people who are close to Peter, view their memories, track down the mementos, and then leave the rest to me.
So people, then memories, then mementos, then Pete. Yeah, think I get the idea.
OK，
Okay, let's
可以
go.
，Let's go。你差点让我搞不懂你要我干嘛。 皮特抵达谢尔莫斯顿，接手担任灯塔管理员。他独居多年，很少到镇上去，而且总是沉默寡言。之后，在机器人 EM 的协助下，灯塔开放成了瑜伽练习场。哦，我要怎么上去？哦，皮特在泰国买了3个手绘恐舞面具。毛巾架，对哦，我有时候要穿过他的巴巴才行。里面好脏哦。大卫·巴辛顿，这里面有没有什么东西？没有。我都要穿过去看一下，看看有什么东西，是不是？哇，完了没翻译，看不懂。哦，呀，他的原来的马桶里面有龙虾吗 ？Oh my god！ 他的马桶里面有龙虾哎，谁会在自己的马桶里面放龙虾 ？Oh my gosh！ 谁会？哦，回忆泡泡，备用粮食，随时可以去取出来。
I just got divorced and really wanted to go on a golfing holiday, but my best mate Tammy somehow talked me into doing a yoga retreat instead.
Oh. Oh.
Yoga made me feel weird and
Yoga 的
uncomfortable.
练习让我不适。
After the first day, I'd basically given up. I thought Pete was a bit angry with me. It was hard to tell.
Oh.
Exploring the lighthouse, I
探索
came
灯
across
塔。
Pete's set of clubs. Bingo, I thought. I wondered where I could practice my drive.
Oh.
I took the clubs up to the observation deck and spent all afternoon perfecting my stroke. The sun was shining. It was the best time I'd had all week. Suddenly, I was aware of Pete watching me. My heart sank, and I braced myself for a telling off.
Oh. 我花了一整个下午练习挥杆，明媚阳光照耀之下，我度过了一整周最棒的一段时间。突然间，我发现皮特在看我，我的心情低沉了下去，甚至做好被责备的准备。啊，他拿他的杆子
How
出去
wrong
啊！
I was. Pete cracked a smile and joined in. Every evening for the rest of that week, we were up on that observation deck, driving balls into the sea. Best holiday in years.
他
I
们好
even got
可
into
爱
yoga
哦
by！the end.
他们在这里练球。没中。这样吗？是吗？还是这样？哎，哇！这边有点难。哦，有了。哇
I guess old Pete had a light side after all.
，Hello， 魔法山羊晚上好啊。 所以我们拿到了一个。哦，这个也有魔法泡泡。
Pete was hard to read, you know? Strong, silent type. But you could tell he loved his collection of Buddhas.
很喜欢收
He
藏
said they
佛
were
像，
like
是不是？
fat little soldiers that kept him safe. To be honest, I thought that was a bit odd. But he was a great teacher.
有了，好可爱哦！胖胖小士兵。
Pete was very protective about his collection. Hated people messing with them, even telling off M when she was dusting them.
哦，这是 M 那个 EM 机器人，好酷哦！就是看起来还带那个什么小围裙，看起来很土，就是很土炮，但他却会这样动，好赞哦！
One of the Buddhas went missing. Pete was distraught. Not much affected him, so it was a shock for everyone to see how upset he was.
哦，少了一只。
All of us at the retreat spent the whole afternoon searching, but we never found it.
大家都在找，到底为什么不见了
M bought Pete a little toy robot. You could tell Pete was delighted.
机器人。
Ah, what a lovely gesture. She was a good friend, that M.
那个机器人是个不错的鹏鹏。对啊，这游戏的美术很漂亮。哎呦，哦，是我们的机器人 EM243，它也有回忆。
When Pete arrived at the
它是
lighthouse,
它是
he
母的
needed help running it, but refused all offers. Eventually, fearing the possibility of a shipwreck,
它是母
Trinity
的。
House sent me to Shelmerston to help keep things running smoothly. I bought Pete a plant as a welcome present. He
他买了一只
introduced
植物给他。
himself very quietly, but didn't seem to want to say anything else. He seemed distracted,
好像重力对他影响比别人都大一样。
gravity was pressing down on him harder than other people.
他心烦意乱。
Whenever I would enter a room, Pete would mutter some excuse to leave. I didn't have a single conversation with
他很难
anyone
过。
in months.
他也会没有办法对话。
Eventually, Pete noticed the plant.
哦，他帮他浇水水。
Then, Pete noticed me. That was the start of what became this plant room. We spent hours in here over the years,
哦，我们一起种
sowing
植物，
seeds and tending our plants together.
他们好可爱哦。跟机器人也有好的回忆。
Robots got complicated, didn't they? Yeah, I didn't realize how important M was to Pete. I suppose everyone needs a friend. Huh, Sparky?
没错，我们都需要一个鹏鹏。哇！
I met Pete for the first time in a yoga
果
retreat
然
in Goa. He was the best yoga teacher, but very
高冷
reserved.
过头，
I noticed he had some
军
army
队
tattoos.
tattoo。
I wanted to ask about them, but he would never talk about himself.
哦，
When I got home, I looked him up. I couldn't believe it. He'd been with special forces in Helmand and was awarded a
Wow,
medal
this-
for bravery.
特种部队。
Each unit had been in an ambush. He tried to save a colleague whose leg had been blown off, but by the time they'd reached base, it was
这
too
是唯
late.
一的生还
Pete
者。
was the only survivor.
哇，皮特的完全想象不到
I
哎。
booked the retreat again the next year. I thought he was such an interesting bloke. Still waters, you know. And one evening, after class, I followed him down to the beach. I saw him throw something into the water and went to have a look.
我看皮
Picked it
特
out of the
去
shallows before it was washed away.
他把它丢掉了。
I picked it up.
皮特不想要这个回
I went
忆。
back to go the following year, but Pete wasn't teaching and it just wasn't the same. Not as good. Then, a couple of years later, I saw an online ad for his new retreat in a lighthouse. I booked immediately. I took the medal with me.
他把它拿回来了。
It was the same Pete
Hello.
Noach, and if
阿雷
anything,
你晚
he
上好
was
啊
an。even better teacher. One coffee break, when I got him on his own, I brought up Helmand in conversation. I wish I hadn't. It was like a shutter coming down. I didn't mention the medal.
哦，他不想再提到这些事情。哦，他脸很臭，皮特脸臭臭了。
I kept coming back for the yoga. And you know, over the years, I saw Pete mellow. I think the lighthouse was doing him good. He even cracked a joke with the group once in a while. So, that summer, the one before he died, I
这个
decided to
奖章
act. It was the day I was leaving and I showed him his medal. There was a moment of total surprise. I was worried then. But he took it. He turned it over in his hand. The poor guy was lost for words.
他
He
很
gave
开
me a nod
心
of。thanks and slipped it into his pocket. I'm glad he got it back.
这边要怎么瞧？是这样吧？还是反过来？不对，不对，不对。这个 memory 有点难瞧。上面那两个黑色的部分，不是不是这样完了，解不了谜了。对对对，刚刚那个手应该没错，但只是要瞧对样子。完蛋了，有了，突然就瞧好了。
Oh, Pete. I had no idea.
皮特当过兵，还想救队友，但最后只剩一个人生还。Oh my goodness！ 这个鸟鸟也有吗？这个鸟鸟也有对对皮特的回忆。
I was getting ready to lay my egg.
他正在准备下
But
蛋
my
蛋。
nest needed that little something extra.
怎么那么可爱？
I found the perfect thing.
魔术帮派。
The human and that metal beast seemed quite agitated at their loss.
就是你，鸟鸟，这是不是你抢走的
I？ always hated those blooming things.
我拿到所有的 memory 碎片了。岛精灵。哦，它的羽毛。 三明治哦。所以我现在拿到工具、火柴。皮特多年前就戒烟了。我现在有点不知道我要做什么。这边我都有拿到东西。哦，这地下室。电灯、大灯泡。嘿。闪亮，我应该做些什么？我不是拿完了 memory 回忆了吗？哦，好的，好的，哦，恐怖哦，恐怖哦，哇哦！我刚以为突然变恐怖游戏了。我刚以为一瞬间变恐怖游戏了，它里面还有解释说，那有可能是只是个万圣节装饰，真的是不能这样哎。哦。哦，我们要找到这些东西，是不是？
Oh, what a nice little fella. I'm
哦
glad we found him.
所以我要找到这些东西。不怕不怕，前面这头像里面这彩色的东西不就是这个吗？不是吗？哎，所以说
Okay, let's find
Oh.
some more memories.
哦，所以我可以在这边找到这个。哦。 哦，我要把这些东西找出来，就是除了他们跟我讲的 memory 的东西，我要把那个物件找到。
I wonder how many golf balls are in the sea around this lighthouse.
应该蛮多的。如果他们照像刚刚的故事那样疯狂在那边打高尔夫球的话。 是这一株吗？不是，我觉得这边最难找哎。哦，这边先忍忍。有吗？ 里面是一根火柴， 温度计、灯泡台，他会把徽章放在哪？哦，备用角哦，这是机器人的手收。我找找，是贝壳跟木鞋子。游戏声可以再大一点点，这样吗？旧煤气灯，它会把。
I met Pete for the first time on a yoga retreat in Goa. When I got home, I booked the retreat. I went back to Goa. It was the same Pete note. I kept coming back for the yoga.
不用。总觉得应该是会在这里面吗？这里的东西。灯泡，能选的东西其实不多哎。我会在灯里面，我怎么找到徽章啊？我先去找。这里要找到那个魔术方块。独眼鸟。找到了。他那独眼鸟是怎么回事？
Dogs are actually very good at solving these. They're just hard for us to turn.
How?
Hey, I'm starting to pick up the scent of something else here. I think it's Grenkins.
Grenkins?
Yeah, they're tiny spirits, distant relations of the island spirit. Apparently, they bring good luck. When we get close to one, I'll pop up and let you know.
Okay, Sparky.
什么意思？啊？这个是什么？ 在这，老精灵在这。老精灵在这。哦，我找到这个了。
This is a conspicuous gallantry cross. They don't give those to just
Hello， 晚上好
anybody.
啊，连接猫。好，我以为还是金色的，结果它是一个银色的。然而，我要这边坚持找精灵吗？岛精灵好像算是一个成就哎。 我是要找一个长得跟他很像的东西，是不是？什么意思？岛精灵，岛灰。
Okay, we're in the right
我们
place.
找对地方了，
But
但
now
现
we
在我
need to
们得将
slice
这
and
个物件
rotate
切
this
开，并
object
且
to
拿到正
just
确
the
的位
right
置，让岛
spot
精灵
to get
出
the
现。
Grankin out.
哦，哦，哇，哇，它长得好像，它长得
Hello,
That's amazing.
Grankin. Good to see you.
涩涩的，
Morris,
你懂吗？
these spirits have been on Shelmerston for thousands of years,
它有
and
点
they
涩涩
bring
的。
good luck. We should definitely keep finding them.
Oh my god！ 这边也有岛精灵。我要找到一盆植物。有缎带，就这条。我找到啦！那感觉这一关这边最难找的是岛精灵。
Ugh. Dogs hate all fruit. I'm not going near this, Morris.
啊，讨厌所有水果，因为狗狗不太能吃水果的。
Okay, that's all of the mementos. Now what do we have to do?
Wow, I'm getting a really strong scent. Well done. I should easily be able to sniff out Peter's spirit now.
All right then.
我
What do
觉
you
得这
need
个
me
游
to
戏
do?
啊，我今天应
Absolutely
该是玩不完，
nothing.
就节奏
Just
超
let me
慢
do
的。
my thing.
岛精灵，我们要找一下吗？找一下岛精灵。
What in the
Oh
world?
my goodness！
There's many things in the world you haven't seen, Morris.
Those things,
Yep. I mean, yep. Those are all of Pete's fragments. I just need to round them
特
up.
的碎片
Go
听起来
get
超
'em,
痛
girl.
的。啊！哦，是皮特。皮特的一根一根的涩涩的皮特。融合吧，皮特，我还你原形。是瑜伽军人皮特。
Pete? Oh, wow. It's really you. Well, it's me, Morris. Morris Lupton. Of course I remember you, Morris. It's lovely to see you.
How's death treating you?
Oh, well, you know, it's a bit jarring, but, well, I'm having a nice enough time. But listen, Pete, we've come to ask you something. Do you know about the custodian?
The custodian? The person who communes with the island, yes? I've noticed the volcano looks like it's waking up.
Yes, well, that's the thing. We need a new one.
Oh, me? To be the custodian? Oh, Morris. I'm flattered, but I don't think I'm the one for this job. I spent my whole life and my whole afterlife trying to find peace. And lately, I think I found it. I'm satisfied with how things turned out.
他不要了，他
I'm
不要。
finally ready
完了，
to
我
go
们找
into
那么
the
辛苦，
West.
第一个人却不要。
I don't want to stay around any longer.
Ah, well,
皮特啊，
well, fair enough.
Would you want to come with me? I would be grateful for the company.
Well, that's kind of you, but I
我还要
do
再找4
really
个人。
need to help find a new custodian. Maybe afterwards.
I understand.
我
Well,
这个也算是变
best
相
of luck
的，
with
就
the
是
search then.
来工作。
I'm sure you'll find someone perfect for it.
我这也是变相的工作。哦，
Well, that didn't go well.
Oh, no worries, Morris. Plenty of other prospects. Well, 4.
Hey, Pete mentioned going into the West. What is that?
Oh, well, that's a very
这个是非常
complicated
复杂的问
question,
题。
Morris. Just think of it as leaving all this behind, which is not something we can do now. We need to go find Val. They're opening the sculpture park today.
Oh, is that opening already? Time certainly does move a bit quicker once you're not in the world. Talking to people, it all feels so distant.
呀，我的聊天室跑不掉了。
If I'm honest, I suppose I was a little
不想再做
buried
社
in
畜
the
了，对。
museum those last few years after. Well,
Hello， 红坡游子。
you know, you might say I started living like a ghost well before I became one.
Oh, you weren't a ghost, Morris. That museum is full of
完了。
life, and ghosts can't
莫里
give
斯。
belly rubs anywhere near as well
莫里
as
斯好
you
负面
did.
哦。
Trust me. Now let's get
揉揉
going.
我的肚
We're
子。
gonna find Val.
Ah, yes, Val. I do
直接
feel
让
a
狗
bit
说出来
sorry
这种
for
话，
her,
感觉
having
好
her
奇
home
怪哦。
invaded by all these silly artists.
Maybe. But at least we have a laird who's interested in doing nice things for Shelmerston.
Yeah, I suppose so. I was never sure
对吧？
about
我们应该
letting
可以找
all
到
those
吧。
artists stay on
但我
Shelmerston.
觉
but
得，我觉得啦，
I must admit that his heart's in the right place.
应该没那么好
Well,
找。
let's find Val then.
不可能第
After
2个就
you,
有。
Sparky.
感觉调性应该不会这样。就是我们还是先，应该还是会先跑完一轮5个人的故事吧。雕塑公园。
My, how the park has changed. I barely recognize it anymore with all these artists buzzing about.
Oh, they're not so bad. So many different and exciting smells.
Yes, well, you and I have always valued different things in smells.
And now we need to sniff out Val. Just like before, let's find some people with memories of her and track down those mementos.
来看看哈，瓦莱丽是谢尔莫斯顿地主亨利·奥塔兰姆的女儿，她的母亲在她小时候就过世了。她一直很独立，常常在谢尔莫斯顿会堂的土地上闲逛，探索这座岛屿。90年代初期，她的父亲将谢尔莫斯顿会堂改成艺术家聚会的地方，近年来则开放土地当作雕塑公园。哦。 哦， 演绎。意念长椅，他们都喜欢用长椅来纪念人。我只感觉比灯塔还难找。哦，我们要先找出这样的。
In the last summer, before our GCSEs, Val and me spent a lot of time together, usually wondering how we could get our hands on something to drink. No one on this stupid little island would serve us.
蠢到爆小岛，好狠！他们就是那种向往外面的年轻人。
One day, we were hanging around on the allotments near the quay when we spotted something.
走私，
And
走
so,
私，
later that night,
走私可口可乐。
we went into the woods behind Val's house to drink it, sitting on top of that ancient stone that they say protects the island. But there was no way we were going to get through it all, so we decided to bury the rest.
把饮料买起来。
A few weeks later, we went to dig it up again, but couldn't remember where we dug the hole.
不要忘记自己藏在哪。
There is so much of our history buried on this island. Stories everywhere.
他们有没有饮料？这什么？哦，茶壶。我没有办法穿进去了啊，这样我要怎么找？ 饮料一定是在这里啊！它好勾机哦！哎，哦，挖到宝！ 噔噔噔噔噔！
Wow, Morris, this.
哦，这太不……我闻到扇贝的味道，我闻到泥炭扫地的味道，我闻到烤羊肉的味道。你也是很会闻。
I'm getting the scent
我闻到
of
岛精灵的气
rankins
味了。
again, Morris.
No, I don't want to kill 岛精灵啊！岛精灵实在太难找。我觉得我先解完这个游戏的谜再说。哇！哇，它长得好高级哦！
I spent the summer of '83 with Henry Outram, Laird of Shelmerston, in his grand hall working on a new piece. It was supposed to be about the volcano, but once I arrived, I found myself particularly taken by all the vales around the island. Henry was a delightful host, always excited to have us bright young artists around, and always ready with a charming question or a fortifying glass of something.
哦，他眼睛很高级耶，看久了蛮高级的。
His daughter, I think her name was Mallory or Valerie or something, was usually outside roaming the grounds. Henry said she was discovering herself and learning self-reliance through independent play. She seemed feral to me.
并不是吧？并不是吧？
One day, I came across the perfect finishing touch to my sculptural masterpiece, but it turned out to belong to the wretched child. I tried to explain to her why I needed it, but she snatched it away and walked off. I went to Henry, thinking he could make her give me the boat. But to my astonishment, Henry told me it was up to her if she wanted to give it to me.
哎，这边要瞧成这样。哎，这边好难瞧，这边最后一个真的都比较难瞧。等一下，我想想，最后一个。 真的是倒过来的吗？哎，
Henry called his daughter and they all talked about it. When Henry suggested that maybe I could buy the boat, her little eyes lit up. It cost me £200 for that little wooden boat.
花200磅买下那个小木船。
Henry was a good dad at heart, caring about Val's feelings, and treating her like a grown-up even when she was little. Partly how she became so independent, I reckon. I know it was tough on him, but they both turned out pretty well.
小木船，小木船在哪里？这什么动物？对，还挺贵儿。这东西这么贵啊！这东西这么贵啊！
I wonder how many people even saw this.
啊，有些翻译没翻译好，哎，好可惜哦。
After my wife Penny's death, I struggled to find ways to spend time with my daughter. It had hit us both hard, but, you know, stiff upper lip and all that. I always found it best to keep busy.
好好的跟女儿过吧。
Looking for something we could do together, I bought Valerie a set of paints. But she never even opened them. I was cross at first, but asked myself, what would Penny do? So I decided to let it go.
但她都没有。 你不要逼她画图啊！
Then one day I managed to talk her into coming into the park with me to paint some of the nature she loves so much. She wasn't very enthusiastic, but agreed to give it a try.
她看起来没有很开心。
It was a disaster. Valerie simply didn't have the temperament for painting. She had a huge, silly tantrum and threw all the paints away.
I
told her I wasn't having this kind of childish behavior, and I told her to stay in her room until she had calmed down. I wished Penny was still with us. She would have known what to do with the child.
自己跑出去。
Very hard that, to lose a parent. Was never going to be easy after her mum died, but He always did seem distracted with his fancy art projects.
我们要找到绘画盘。为什么？因为他有屁眼呢。他有屁眼呢！我的天哪！他的调色盘被拿来当那个做成那个木屋的那个桥，那个走的。
Yeah, painting really wasn't for Val, was it?
有没有看到啊？他被插在当阶梯啦！原来这个是，这个人长得好变态哦。
Gloves, I love them. I can't
感谢
get
老秦的
enough
Super Chat， 感谢
gloves.
对教会的捐款，感谢为屁眼干一杯。对啊，他会把屁眼做出来，太可爱了吧！哇，
I stole
狐狸是小手套
farmer's
大，
glove.
他偷农夫手套到手，太可爱了
I
吧！
stole a fisherman's glove. I saw
会偷
that
手
girl
套
out
哦。
in my woods, riding that strange bumpy beast around again.
为什么是骑骆驼？
She really seemed to love that awful creature. This was an opportunity I wasn't going to miss.
又想偷手套，
Lovely gloves.
哇，偷爆哎！
I always did suspect there might be something in those rumors about camels on the island. All that time,
哇，所以他是真
Val
的骑骆驼
never。let on. Bless you, Val.
他是真的骑骆驼，谁会认真骑骆驼啊？哎，不就这个？哦，不是。哦。找到了，哦，原来是美容手套。
Hey, Morris. I bet you wish you were alive so you could rub me
哦，
with
这
this
个摸
glove.
狗狗、摸什么动物的，应该也蛮爽的。还有哪里？这里人有点太多了。还有哪里有泡泡没摸到吗？回忆泡泡。啊！哦，瓦莱丽的父亲。
The famous sculptor Vernon Russet was working on a huge statement piece in my honor, a statue of a camel with my head. When I saw it, I felt quite uncomfortable, but I didn't want to upset him. Poor Vernon could be awfully temperamental, sinking into dark moods for days.
一个长着我的头的骆驼雕像也太恶了吧！
The week before the public unveiling, Vernon had me visit the statue. He needed to make some final adjustments to the face.
我觉得不会想要一个他真的做出来了，笑死！
Like thunder.
好恶！
He hated that statue
好恶！
and wasn't afraid to show it. I couldn't help
我
thinking
疯了！
how like her mother she was. When the statue was revealed, the nose was missing. Fortunately, we all managed to cover our surprise and act like nothing was wrong, so no one was any the wiser. Some fellow from the Times wrote a glowing review, so Vernon wasn't too glum about it. I'm pretty sure I know what happened to that nose. Aha, the old Outram spirit. Good for you, Valerie. Your mother would have been proud of you.
他找鼻子。哦。哦，你看起来有偷鼻子的习惯哦。我们要在这边找到一个鼻子，是不是？是我要把，对，我还以为我可以拿这个把上面那个鼻子敲下来。哦，一层又一层，真的有鼻子，要死！鼻子哪有人这样长的啦？
Oh, this thing looks heavy. I'm surprised Val was able to even lift it.
我都找到了，太多层了。
Oh, yes! I know what Val smells like now. Her signal is wafting through to me very clearly. Time to fly.
它的痕迹就在我面前飘荡，非常清晰，该飞一下了。老实说，我觉得这游戏可能不适合这么晚玩。你们知道为什么吗？ 它有点太平淡了，在这个时间玩会很容易睡着。快速哦，现在还可以。一直叫，一直叫。这一幕都总是有点猎奇。他重生了。他头上很像叶子的认钩之耶。
Morris Lopton? Is that really you?
Is that
and
really
Sparky?
you?
Val!
Sparky!
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
You too. You're looking very,
Yeah, dead.
Yes.
Yeah. But quite good, considering.
Hello, Val.
And Sparky talks now. Death certainly has been strange.
真的，每个人第一个反应都是狗会说话 ，what the 这样。
Custodian.
Oh.
You've surely seen the volcano.
Oh, yes.
我觉得这小女孩不可能
Must
当
be
管
very
理，
tired.
应该是不会。
Aggie is the current custodian.
大家都知道管理
Oh,
员。
well, then, yes. We were hoping you might replace Aggie.
Oh, Morris. That's some ask.
Oh, you can do it, Val.
I'm flattered. But those are enormous shoes to fill. And I'm not like you, Morris. I don't love this town
我
like
就
you
知道
do.，
因为其实从刚刚的回忆就可以大概看得出来，就是这个角色应该没有办法会拒绝当管理员，还蛮好
This job
猜的。
isn't for me.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Val. But, well, I understand.
Thank you. It's been so nice to see you again.
You too, Val. Sparky, I'd love to spend some more time chatting with Val.
Oh, I'm sorry, Morris. We really need to keep this search up. That volcano is looking dire.
Come back later, Morris. I'll be here.
Oh, well, all right, Val. I'll find you later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye。我们还有2个人，
Slow down,
3个人。
Sparky. I need to get some things straight.
你们有发现吗？
No
我们每
time,
次讲话
Morris.
颜色
We
不一
need to
样。
find the next prospect.
Well,
这
it's
游戏
just
就
that I
是
don't
用了很
quite
多
understand
不同的，就是
what
很
we're
鲜艳的
doing.
颜色。
We're looking for the custodian.
Well, I
Wow,
get
3个
that
人要
bit,
找。
Sparky, but what does the custodian have to do exactly?
Oh, well,
我觉得这个游戏我们下次要
it's
早
hard to
点开，
explain with your human words, but
不能
the
这么晚
custodian
开，不
kind
能这么
of
晚开这个游戏，因为很平淡，
mingles with the island,
然后要享
becomes
受
a
故
part
事
of，it.
A
不能
part
在
of the rock,
这么晚
the volcano.
会想休息。
Yes, the rock
大家会想
and
睡
the
觉了，
sea
因
and
为
the
大家有
animals
些也
and
是下班
plants.
回来的。
The custodian becomes a part of
这个可能
all
会
of
容
these
易
things.
想
It
睡
becomes
觉。
part of the island spirit.
And you give up being a ghost.
Yeah, well, a walking around
Oh.
talking kind of ghost. Stop being someone who can go into the
放弃
west.
了，
It's quite a sacrifice.
Oh, wow. Well, no wonder Val doesn't want to fill those shoes. Aggie must be a
阿吉是
legend.
个传奇。
She really
各位
is.
I always
Aggie
thought
is
there were
传奇。
those folks destined to be mayors and, I suppose, custodians. And then there are people like me and Val, destined for smaller lives.
What? Small? Morris, your heart is as big as the island.
你心中藏着整座小岛。
Yeah, I suppose I'm more like one of those island oddities in the museum.
Yeah, and they were always the visitors' favorites. Now, we need to move on. Next up is Ogden Beckett, in the old town.
Ogden it is. I'm right behind you, Sparky.
我们再找一个人，我们再把一个人找完。真的吗？
So, Ogden next, eh? I'll be glad to
Ogden.
see him again.
His music always hurt my ears, but he was good at chin scratchers. Oh, lovely guy. Oh, look, the ferry's coming in. There'll be loads of tourists all over this quayside soon.
Well, I suppose they won't get in our way much anymore, eh, girl?
会把它玩完。哦，他长得好可爱哦！他是一个才华洋溢的地乐家，精通多种乐器。他也是谢尔莫斯顿白银乐团团长和板球运动员，出色的板球运动员。他年轻时就在纽西兰，后来返国与他的青梅竹马恋人沙利梅普斯结婚，然后一直横膈膜打击。哦，音乐教师、诗酒酿造者。
I remember
没有魅惑的亡
Ogden
魂。
asked to join the Shelmerston Silver
我也
Band.
觉得
I
应该
recognised
要
his
有一下
talent
这种魅惑
immediately.
的亡魂。这看起来
He
像什么
could
非
play
法交易的
anything,
表
that
情。
lad. Literally anything. Eventually, he settled on the sousaphone, which he always insisted on playing with his lucky bronze mouthpiece. One evening after the Silver Band played a storming concert in the Camel, Ogden and Sally got it into their heads to go for a night swim in the harbour, young love and all that. Ogden left his mouthpiece behind, and when we came back the next morning to pack up, it had disappeared. It really
去
rattled
戏
him.
水耶，好色哦！
Ogden was worried he wouldn't be able to perform without it, but of course, next time we played, he was just as good as ever. Didn't need any lucky mouthpiece, or
幸
Ogden.
运吹嘴，哦，就是那个他们那个喇叭啊、
He could play
低音号那些
anything, that lad.，
那个吹孔啊。真的，他爱上妹妹了。
Ogden was so
总不
talented.
可能，真的
A
不可能
real
是钓鱼
virtuoso.
啊！
Oh, I loved listening to him play.
Ugh, speak for yourself, Morris. It was a terrible racket.
那真是吵死狗了。哎，这只狗很贴，是很真实，它很 real 哎。它不是漏斗，它是。这只狗真的把
They seem to have
这只狗把狗的心理都讲出来了。
I'm getting the sense
又有岛精灵 ，I don't care。板球队队长，我们有听到，我们刚刚的那位是板球队板
It
球
was
队
the
的。
day of the island cricket match out on the volcanic sand spit. We had lost to Appledore for the past 3 years, and it was my first year as captain.
对啊，他把它当
I
那
didn't
个啊
want
漏斗
another
在
loss
用
on
啊，
my watch.
因为那个什么
Ogden had just come
酿
back
酒
from
的
New
那
Zealand
个
and told me
就
to be
把它
up for
当
it.
漏斗在用，
I wasn't sure. I remembered Ogden from
因
school.
为有一
He
样的
was
效果。
lanky and good in the field, but batting, not sure. Ogden showed up with his own bat. He told me he'd won it in a pub in Dunedin and that it had belonged to a famous New Zealand player. I wondered whether I should put him into bat at all, but Ogden whispered to me that he'd been playing on deck all the way
纽西
home.
兰知
I
名
knew
球
Ogden
手，
wasn't a bluffer, but he was never the guy who got
迎来的
picked for the
梦。
first team at school. Still, I had nothing to lose. Ogden hit a six
就是不
with
出
his
色，
first stroke. We went
结果他现在
wild.
超强这
And
样。
just when I thought it must be a fluke, he hit another and another. He was a machine.
事实证明他很有料。哪里？哦，连续6分，6
Ogden
分，
hit
6分。
so many cricket balls out into the sea that we had to stop play. We'd run out. It was a stunning win, and we carried Ogden back across the sand and into the Camel. Even though he'd won the match pretty much single-handedly, he insisted it was all down to the bat and plenty of practice. Ogden was solid gold.
How's that?
我们要找板球，而且上面已经有那个。 蛋菜哦，龙虾 ，Oh my god，Oh my god， 好饿。我猜会在这里面。大鱼吃小鱼，不会在你这。这游戏因为你会穿过去，它是把切面里面的东西做出来，这很赞哎。怎么样？会在螃蟹里吗？没有。没有被龙虾吃掉。章鱼哥，你待在水塔里做什么？年轻人去夜色海滩约会，一定会有点火花。我年轻的时候也有一次，当初我……你先忍忍。哦。
Hey Morris, remember when we found one of these heavy balls on the beach?
砸到脚趾上也太痛了吧！怎么会进？蜜蜂为什么那么近？哦，没有蜜蜂这边没有人。他要来左边了。找到了。奥格登的童年好友。
I remember we was walking home from school, a bunch of us, and I told him my granddad said the lad had a live Bactrian camel living somewhere in the woods.
地主在森林的某个地方养着活的双峰骆驼，有，他真的有养。没有骗你们，这是真的。
Everyone laughed, but I told them it was true. Ogden didn't believe me. Someone would have seen it. He dared me to climb in and prove it. I told him he'd have to come with me. Sneaking past the big house, we were almost caught by the gamekeeper and had to run. Hell for leather for the woods. We reached the trees out of breath. I was bent double and leant against a tree. Ogden had better breath control and he recovered quickly. He saw it first. The clouds parted, the moon shone down, and Ogden gasped. And then I did too. Was it? It was.
奥德跟地形控制比我强，很快的恢复了过来。他们看到了，他们看到双峰骆驼。就说吧，真的有骆驼。超诡异的，地主人养骆驼。
We had no proof. No one was going to believe us.
啊，有没有拿到证据啊？没有办法拍照什么的吗？没有办法拍照什么，真的蛮可惜的。
Oh, yeah, he was a couple of years above these chaps at school. Oh, and he's right. No one believed them. We gave them so much stick.
你好坏哦 ，Morris。人家找到骆驼嘞。什么意思？我要找骆驼。哦，我以为什么东西都会在里面。骆驼，这里面吧。卡祖笛，卡祖笛。有点累了，佩佩晚安。好了，好好休息哦。
Camels are so obviously a made-up animal. Humans will believe any old
是一种
rubbish.
虚构的动物，人类什么的救虎烂都信啊。他不是刚刚我们就已经有一个，就是就在骑骆驼了，不是？我才不是虚拟的。骆驼不是软体。奥格登的寡妇，我们可能把这个 memory 搞完，今天会提早休息。
Me and my friend Cassia had started a beach clean at the weekend, and
我下
Ogden
次想
turned
要
up
早
with
一
his
点
mate
玩这款
Godfrey.
游戏，我想要在
I had
7 点
no
的时候把
idea
它玩
Ogden liked me.
我可以玩比较久
He
一
was the
点。
tallest in our year, and we all
因为我觉
fancied
得
him.
9点这时候开这款
By
会
the
让
time we
我
reached the little cove at the north end of the beach,
很
he'd
有
asked
趣，
me to
但
come to a concert he was playing in.
但
I said yes.
因为比较平静的游戏对我来说会有点困。不过故事我蛮喜欢的。下次想早点开这种游戏，还是早点开比较好，可以跑比较久。
We'd been going out for a few years. When I applied to Floristry
花
College on
卉
the
栽培
mainland,
技术学院，
I didn't tell Ogden.
这个
I
学
didn't
院
believe
专
I'd get
门在
in,
教
and didn't want him to think I was
花卉
trying to
栽
get
培
away from him. Ogden might have looked mature and confident, but he was a gentle soul, not nearly as sure of
不过
himself
明
as
天
he
晚上
looked.
9点要玩恐怖游戏，Oh my god！
But I did get in, and he was gutted. I felt terrible. I didn't want to hurt Ogden. He said he didn't mind, but I could see he was covering. My last week on Shelmerston was really hard. Every time I saw him,
Oh
it
my
felt
god！
so
奥格登要离
strained,
去了
and I
，Oh
couldn't
my
sleep.
god！
Finally, on my last night, I made a decision. I would take an apprenticeship at the garden centre on the island instead, so we could stay together. It felt like the right thing to do. I would tell Ogden in the morning. But when I opened the door the next day, I found Ogden's sousaphone left on the doorstep. I was terrified. What did it mean? What had he done?
Oh my god！ 他走了吗？
I ran down to his house, my heart in my mouth. His mum, she never did like me, was a little bit smug. She told me Ogden had sailed off to New Zealand. He was headed to Christchurch, she said, and didn't know when he was coming back.
哦，
Then she shut the
去
door.
了基督城，不知道什么会回来，他已经去纽西兰了。Oh my
I was
god！
more than a bit tearful, but, you know, looking back, I think we both needed to have a bit of an adventure.
即将离开了。
I spent a lot of time with
花了很
Sally
多时
during
间跟
this
丽莎在
period.
一起啊。从
We used to meet up quite often when she returned from floristry college, and I was working at the museum. For a while, I thought maybe we would get together. But she always seemed a bit out of reach, sort of distracted. Well, it makes sense now.
就这个吧。哦，这个还蛮好找的，不倦号航空母舰，它是航空母舰哎，你确定它叫航空母舰？
How did that get in there?
那个馆长想跟年轻女孩在一起，这种都很厉害，这种就是拿镊子在里面煮好的。 还有一个，
I missed Ogden so much, and for the first month there was no letter at all. I took my place at college on the mainland without knowing how he was feeling. It was a shock how low it made me, even though I was working with flowers, my dream job. I threw myself into making friends and working as hard as I could. I wondered about him travelling the world without me and without his sousaphone, what he was doing, how he was feeling. The letters started arriving, and it was amazing. Each one came with a penny from a different country. One from Valparaiso, another from Dakar. I wrote back and told Ogden about my course, trips to Kew Gardens, which were amazing. And Ogden told me about his voyage, watching dolphins and flying fish, crossing the equator. Sometimes we were both lonely. We poured out our hearts to each other. In a funny way, I think the letters made us closer than ever. When he arrived in Christchurch, he'd send me flowers pressed in his letters. I sent him a shell from home, and then he sent me a New Zealand halfpenny. It was my favourite. On one side was the head of a Maori tiki. Ogden told me it was lucky. I came back to the island, and when my father died, I opened up my own florist shop on the quay. I tucked the halfpenny under the front step for luck, polished up Ogden's sousaphone and put it in the window. They both brought me luck, and the shop flourished. One day, Ogden showed up at the shop, completely out of the blue. He told me there was nowhere like Shelmerston, and no one like me. I was so thrilled to see him, I asked him to marry me there and then. He said yes.
The lure of Shelmerston. It always pulls people back when they try to move away.
哦，他们最后是好的，他们最后是好的。Nice。那我找一枚硬币也太难了吧？债务人监狱。我靠，这真的是关键小波块哎！好狠哦！哇！关键小波块。 那是消波块的真相哎！我想都没想过，想都没想过他会在里面放消波块。不小心我偷看了你的，哦，我偷看到你行李了。以后就知道消波块里面是怎么藏人的了。是把消波块掏空。
One good thing about being dead, I'll never have to deal with counting change again.
非常有特色的气味，这是它我们应该让找到我们要找的奥格登。哇！满世界的乱叫！我是飞天狗狗哎！我已经找完了吗？找完了，开一集就找完了，其实。哦，他很帅，他是帅哥哎！哇！
This feels so good.
Feels so
Terrific
good.
to see you, Morris. Oh, it's great to see you too, mate.
Have a stretch, Ogden. We have a question for you.
Sparky, owner of the very finest singing voice on the island. What can I do for you?
Well, it's about the custodian. We need a replacement.
Ah, yes. I've heard that volcano rumbling. Poor Aggie must be very tired.
Yes, she
阿
is.
吉累坏了。
We need a replacement.
Oh. Oh, you want me to be the custodian? Well, I'm honored,
不过
but
今天因为
I can't.
Are you sure?
玩
The
到第
island
三个
is
也
in
拒绝了，难
dire
怪刚
need.
狗狗闪亮
I
会觉
know,
得就是问起来
and
有
I
点怕怕的。
sympathize, but Sally is the other half of me. I need to watch over her. Everything else may be changing, but she's my constant, and I'm hers. I need to go into the West with her when it's her time.
Yes,
他要守护在他身边。
yeah, I understand. You two always did have an enviable connection.
We were very lucky to find each other. And I'm still lucky just to watch over her. Makes this place still feel a bit like home, even as it changes. So I'm going to stay. But listen, once you've found the custodian, come back and enjoy a sniff of that beer in the camel with me, eh?
他们还可以喝啤酒吗？
Ah, sure, Ogden. Well, see you around.
找完了，我们找完了第3位。
Well,
Wow,
after all
that'll
these
be all.
years, Ogden still carries that torch for Sally. I wish I'd been so lucky. Things I should have done.
You were busy with the museum, Morris. And you did walks, and you did fetch and belly
这东
rubs,
西让
and
我捡，又揉揉我的肚肚。
Yeah, all right, yes.
太可爱了
I was
吧
very busy. Thank you for reminding me.
you did plenty. But now you need to find the next custodian.
Hey,
Yo,
how
what a
long
doo-doo,
has
ah.
Aggie
Yeah.
been custodian?
Oh, a little while now. You've met her, actually.
I have?
Well,
Yo,
her
what a
body,
doo-doo.
anyway, in the
这很
museum.
重要
What? Her body? In the museum? Oh, wait!
That's right, Morris.
Oh my
The
god！
bog
我们要找那个
lady.
沼泽女
The
士。
bog lady of Shelmerston. Well, that's Aggie.
Well, that's her body anyway. Her spirit is all around us, of course.
But Aggie is Bronze Age. 3,000 years.
青铜时代的人。
She's been custodian all that time?
Yep.
Wow. No wonder she's tired.
More tired every minute. We need to get to the next prospect. Greg Litherland, at the campsite.
Greg. Okay.
格雷格。我们先暂停，我们先抓到第3个人。其实这样玩了也快2个小时。这游戏我们前面都在找人，然后2个小时的，快2个小时，今天找了3个人。我们目前好像要找5个人，哦，所以我们现在先找3个。因为我刚刚本来想说找2个人太少了，所以我们就找完3个人。那我觉得因为可能今天有点太晚才开这个台，然后这款游戏对我在这么晚对我来说也有点疲惫。我还蛮喜欢这款游戏的，它的故事还不错，它的美术很可爱，然后它的上色我非常喜欢，但我希望我可以用更好的精神状况去享受这款游戏，你们懂我意思吗？然后我也不想要在我精神状况不好的情况下把它跑完，因为可能会就是会有一些 trouble， 你们知道，所以我觉得我们今天先玩到这里就可以了。好不好？那明天我们会玩恐怖游戏，恐怖游戏应该是不会了，因为恐怖游戏应该会比较保持在一个紧张的状况，会有肾上腺素嘛，就会比较不会这么的，就是晚开一点应该是没有关系，所以明天一样是9点，甚至如果学妹的出位性早一点结束，我们8点半也许就可以开了，好不好？明天一样晚上7点，好不好？我们明天最后一位学妹丽丽，她的出位信，大家如果有兴趣的话，可以去看。那昨天的左蓝跟今天的这个白月新秀，大家如果有兴趣的话，也希望大家可以去补一下档。学妹们真的都蛮厉害的啊，他们都很多才多艺，都非常非常厉害，好不好？那大家有兴趣的话，记得去看一下。那为了保持我自己很希望可以让大家可以有更好的制作品质，所以我决定今天要先休息一下。那好，明天只假1，哇，恐怖游戏，期待一下，我自己蛮期待的。我一直都没有去捏它，就是别人玩那款游戏，所以我也不知道要怎么解谜。然后有人跟我说，其实它解谜的部分好像蛮难的。Hello， 小峰。不过我差不多这边要休息了，很不好意思，对，因为这款游戏今天玩的这个游戏比较是那种平易，就是很容易平静下来的一款游戏，所以在这个时间点玩会让我精神状况没有那么好，所以今天会提早休息。对，那如果刚来的信徒们如果有兴趣，明天好不好？明天晚上会玩恐怖游戏，明天晚上是玩恐怖游戏，那就应该就是不会这么早关台了，应该明天就是把只加1整个跑完才会休息了。对，在这边也跟刚来的信徒们说声不好意思。那今天，对，不好意思，非常抱歉。那因为我不想要让你们看到就是精神状况不好的一个直播，然后这样你们的直播体验也不是很好，就是你们的观看体验也不会很好。对，那就是非常不好意思。希望可以给你们比较好的观看体验啦，所以适当的休息啦。以前的话，我可能会一边度孤一边把它玩完，我觉得这样很不好，因为我有时候回头看自己的回放，也会觉得后来我就是没有办法做很多反应，也觉得会对信徒们会很不好意思， 所以我觉得不如就把这后面的，我觉得后面应该会蛮精彩的。我们把精彩的部分就留到下一次，然后把它玩完，好不好？我们下一次就会把它应该这款游戏下一次就可以把它玩掉了，好吧？我们分2次。对，因为我现在会觉得就是累了，我就老实跟你们说，我不要把它苦撑过去，这样对直播上的状况也不是很好。那大家也会看得就是会知道我很累，这样也不是很好。我也不想让你们担心，不想让信徒们担心。对，那这边还是得再说声不好意思。对，好啦，那明天好不好？我们明天还有一个直播，我们明天晚上8点半或9点，所以我们要看一下学妹会播多久。对，明天我们比邻星域2期生的丽丽会出配信，那在7点。那我们就会到8点半或9点再来开这个只嫁衣的这个游戏直播。好啦，如果你喜欢今天神父的直播，可以帮我按个喜欢，帮我分享出去。那我们这款游戏呢，我们下次应该就是下礼拜了，我们会把它直接就玩完，那我会早一点开。不会，我觉得是对就是信徒们比较不好意思。对，是对你们不好意思，希望你们可以谅解我一下，就是麻烦各位了。对，那今天的直播差不多先到这边结束，那也11点了，大家也好好休息，明天晚上记得来，明天晚上教会一样会开，记得要来。对，那么今天的直播就到这边结束喽。其实我还想再跟大家聊聊，但我觉得就是精神状况不是很好了，我决定就是好好休息。好啦，谢谢你们，还是很感谢信徒们愿意来看我，对，很感谢，然后非常不好意思，谢谢你们，哦，还是很爱你们的，感谢你们啦，辛苦了，你们也辛苦了。哇，明天记得也要来哦。我们明天见吧。谢谢你们的谅解，最喜欢你们了。么。